And we're live. It's been a while. I don't know what you're all smiling about. This is not going to be a pretty one.
I'm just here to enjoy Nico's pain.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're all here. I recently, in a game this week that I was watching, heard the GM say this. It says, "I've been very cruel this entire game, and I don't see any reason to change that."
Perfect, honestly.
I approve of that. I approve of that. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Shadowrun Up in Smoke, our Shadowrun 6th edition live play game set in London 2080. Well, 2081 at this point. Before we jump into things and get on with the funeral, let's go quickly around the room. Aaron can tell you who they are and who they are playing. Let's start with Kat.
Hello, I'm Kat, or a Cleric of Court, and I play Nico, the human street shaman, who is once again being emotionally eviscerated, or you could think of her as a hunk of cheese, and our lovely DM as a cheese grater, as he just shreds my feelings repeatedly, also known as Hurt Me Daddy, because I keep giving him knives. I don't know. But yeah, that's she's getting ready to lose somebody who was the first person that really took an interest in her and wanted her to saw that she was doing good things and wanted to help her do that in his way. And she's been ready for it, but it's still, and the rest of you motherfuckers die. She's gonna hunt you, bring you back down, bring you back to life, and then kill you again, because she can do that.
I would approve of her doing that, but so yeah, she can.
That would be funny.
What you need to do is just copy spheres, like brain engrams, into an actual sphere, and that would be great.
I'm just imagining
like one of those Tesla balls.
Huh?
I was imagining like a probe droid from Star Wars.
It'll just be a little ball droid from the new movies. Anywho, that's a wonderful segue for Diane.
Yes, hi, I'm Diane. I play Sphere, who is a rigger and not a round ball droid.
Yet.
Don't tempt me. Who is not necessarily too close to death anymore, but has been too close to death way more than is comfortable. But at least is finally on the path to a fully customized wheelchair at this point.
You finished building it last time, I think.
Yeah, finished designing it. I wasn't sure if it's already...
Yeah, the engineering checks for actually building it.
Okay, yeah, then it is built and, well, home away from home. And is, they're suddenly realizing, oh shit, maybe I should, talk to my family. Maybe.
And that takes us to the power couple of the game.
Power couple. We've never ever been described as a power couple before.
I'm gonna keep coming up with these every time. Go.
Okay. I'm Pete. I play Grifter and I blow stuff up. Yes, I do. More of that today.
Hopefully.
I'm Kim. I play KTP as a technomancer, although I think her main job tonight might be Nico's support network.
Maybe. So, recently in Up in Smoke, our crew did a small job protecting a somewhat shady, very, very shady arms dealer engineer called Jericho Dolce Ricotta, who pretty much, I think, fascinated the entire group in one way or another.
And short-circuited one member of ours.
Yeah, completely short-circuited another, and gave another a pair of new arms. Yeah. Along with everything that they were doing, they have also been dealing with former ally turned not an ally anymore. Maybe not an enemy, but certainly not a friend, as things had derailed a bit based on some character choices. But with help from both their longtime benefactor, Malcolm, who was this person's employer, and Nico's newfound magical sisters, they essentially erased every trace of themselves from anything this person has in terms of tech and from his mind. So as far as he's aware, they do not exist, and thus they are safe from him. They also had a conversation with Malcolm, who more or less warned them that his time was coming up. And he also requested that they do one last thing for him, one last good Samaritan job, and it was deal with a metahuman trafficking ring going on in London. At the end of our game, everyone went to sleep, and Nico and KTP found themselves somehow in the same place. Almost like a dreamscape, a mix of almost the astral sea and the deep web, and found Malcolm there, looking as he once did, a very young man, and he told them it was time to say goodbye. So that is where we find ourselves. You have both appeared in this liminal space, this boundary. One half of it looks like a sea, a calm, tranquil sea in the starry night. The stars reflected perfectly beneath you. And on the other side, it is also almost watery, perhaps more like glass. And below it, just another universe of circuitry and lines and logic. Somehow these two spaces that would normally be polar opposites suddenly find themselves joined. And you have each more or less woken up here, though the last thing you remember was actually going to sleep. And standing in the middle, almost like straddling the line between both environments, is Malcolm, as he looked when he was still in his original identity of Trent Rockwell. And he has just told you it is time to say goodbye.
You can hear a pin drop.
And Nico's gonna just literally run over to him, and then she'll stop like right up next to him, look up at him and go, "Fuck, you were a hottie," and then just give him a big old hug.
He returns the hug. It's strange in this space when you've been here before. It's your senses don't quite work well. You're still kind of asleep, but you feel the warmth of this hug as if you were awake.
I've been wanting to do that for a long time.
It was complicated before.
I know. I'm glad you're not hurting anymore.
Yeah, that's an upside.
We're going to miss you. Not what you can do for us, but you.
I appreciate that. I really do. And he looks over to you, KDP, and says, I've prepared some things. I'm not sure if I finished sending them. I hope I did. Some things are a bit fuzzy right now. I don't even know if I'm actually here or I don't know. You're all dreaming this. I don't know. I'm not good with metaphysics, not my area.
So KTP takes Malcolm's hand and takes Nico's hand in the other and just looks at him and says, like, you're here, and smiles.
I'm very happy with the decision I made when I got in touch with you all. As you know, I've made many choices in my life, some of them very poor. He leans in and kind of whispers, this one was a good one.
Could have done without the creepy doll.
I like horror movies. I do. It was either that or a killer clown from outer space. I figured that one was going to be worse.
Yeah, that would have been worse. Good choice.
I knew my time was up. It's another reason I didn't want Lawrence to do all this. He wouldn't have been on time. I didn't want that to break any of you. Or you've done this weary old man, proud, first of all. And second, even though it wasn't my hand that did it, I do hope that you have somewhat helped me tip the scales a bit.
Are tattoos on our bodies?
Yes. You unless you wish to appear in a different way, you would appear as you are.
Nico shows him the tattoo.
That's a good way for those watching. Can you tell what the tattoo says?
Trying to remember the exact wording. Sorry.
Did it make it count?
Yeah, make it count. So, Harley's last message.
You'll be in touch too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have time or not. I'm just going to say I've made sure of some things. You'll get them. I don't know if you'll get them when you wake up or you'll get them in a few days. My concept of time is weird right now. I don't know when this is really. But I'm happy to leave things with you. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, since the very moment I met you all and you all accused me of using a creepy doll, is that I can count on the way you see things. One thing though, you two are very close and you two keep each other safe. I know that. Don't ask me how. Again, things are weird. Maybe extend that over to the other two numbskulls in your group.
Have you met Grifter?
I have, and
We're trying.
he's more capable than you think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Tin Man's got a heart somewhere.
He does, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But I think you just need to show him that he can trust you with the Tin Man heart.
I think we're working on it. And she looks over at KTP and just kind of.
I don't think I have, and you see him starting like a flicker. I don't think I have much time left.
Nico hugs him tighter.
So that group hug.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
hugs you both.
Group hug.
Don't worry about the arrangements for whatever happens to what's left. That's all taken care of long ago. Just maybe one promise.
Anything.
At the end of all of this, at the end of whatever you define as the end, just be happy.
You too. And if I see your astral shit hanging around, I'm gonna kick you back.
Unlikely. I don't know. That's your area of expertise.
Don't need to hang around.
I think, but I don't think not. I've been wanting to see my wife for a long time. I have apologies to make. And time for me to go. And he gives you all both a big hug. And before he goes, says, I had 2 kids, and, well, we know what happened with them. But if I could have, I would have liked to have you 2 as my kids. And he vanishes, and you both wake up.
I was waiting for that look on Kat's face. I saw it.
Nika just rolls over, buries her face in Dr. Watson's fur, and just cries. She's already she wakes up, her face covered in tears, and she just rolls over and just cries.
And I think KTV would know that Nico's probably crying, so she'd go to Nico's bedroom.
Nico just kind of lifts up the covers and scooches over.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of you, Sphere, you are in your home. You get woken up by the buzzer, like from like an intercom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Water can wait. Yeah. Just gonna pull out like a little tablet, check the door camera.
There's a greasy looking dwarf, like just like a sleeveless shirt, like covered in stains, cigar hanging off his mouth, receding hairline. Goes, yeah, you. What the fuck kind of name? Well, whatever. You Sphere.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I got a delivery for you.
Oh, from?
I don't give a shit. Let me check. And just literally pulls out a piece of paper, goes, just says Malcolm.
Malcolm? I'm not very mobile, so can you just leave it by the door and I'll pick it up later?
Do you have a garage somewhere I can park this?
A garage?
Parking spot. Somewhere
What's
that's
the
not next to
delivery?
it's a fucking car, all right?
Oh.
You get your shit,
Uh,
or I'll leave it here, and you'll figure it
No.
out.
Ah, shit. All right. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Do you want a glass of
Fine.
water or something?
I just wanted to be done with this and get the fuck out of here.
All right. All right.
I hate London.
Seer just kind of does that sort of, fair enough, shrug, and will then get into their chair, get over to the door, have one more quick look with the camera, just like move it about, make sure there isn't anyone else.
There is no one else.
Okay. Well, getting shot a lot tends to up the paranoia.
It's not paranoia if you're right.
Sadly. Yeah, we'll then just open the door, start moving outside, and kind of.
When you come outside, you see this cantankerous dwarf standing
Yeah.
there, has already extinguished the cigar on the sidewalk and is smoking another.
Oh,
and
God,
behind
so-
them is your car. The same car you once had.
The one that got imploded.
The one that got imploded. And immediately as you come out, your implant pings, and you immediately know that car has all the amenities that your original car had.
How in the fuck? All right, where do I sign?
Hands you a pad. And it's like a palm print.
Nah, fair enough. Yeah, it'll be like the regular ID, not one of the fake sins.
It doesn't show any identity. Just it's like
Yeah.
like a mark of reception. Like,
Yeah.
good. I
Okay,
can
so
get the
it's not
fuck
like-
out of here.
All right.
And just turns around and walks down the street away.
I mean, I was gonna say where you could. I don't know. Hates London, but walks instead of taking it. Now, And then Sphere is gonna actually register what's sitting there, just kind of is trying to put together in their head how much, like how it would have been possible for someone to actually know exactly what was in the car. It was just this sort of like, wow, this Malcolm dude is or was connected. That sort of thought coming together of like, oh, okay.
When you move near the car, to the driver's side, you realize that there's something weird with the seat.
I mean, so the car's already hooked up to the implant again, yeah? All right, then basically just gonna send the mental command to open the door.
The door opens, a ramp appears, and there's a little like scan moves over you, and the seat kind of folds itself under, and basically you can get in with the wheelchair, and there are a set of clamps.
So he just looks at that, goes, huh. And then it just, door to the apartment shuts, lights turn off, rolls into the car, and just, honestly, he's just gonna take it out for a spin.
It drives better than yours because it's just has that new car smell, and you do see when you're checking everything, there is like a pending message left on the onboard computer.
Okay. Gonna set the car to autopilot to specifically Take it out to Harley's cabin.
Okay.
And then on the way, play that message.
The message, you hear the labored breathing of Malcolm. He goes, "This is a gift. Thank you for supporting my kids." And you immediately get another ping, and this one is on your comm, and you get immediately an email with the contact information and all the paperwork ready for if and when you want to do a surgery to that surgery you want to do with Lawrence. There was a potential. All the paperwork is ready, completely anonymous, already paid for if you want to take care of it.
Immediately filing that away in the potentially important folder. Well, definitely important. Gonna well, they're gonna think about that and then take some time to think. Is the cabin still there?
Oh yes, the cabin. So the cabin is, it's out of the way. No one knows it's there except you and Harley.
Okay. Because basically Sphere just wants to be away and take the time to think and focus. And this to them seems like the quietest spot they know.
You still have to
So-
visit. Your sisters are coming to visit.
Yeah, but cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
Or rather, Sphere's gonna take maybe an hour and just enjoy the silence and solitude. And specifically with, considering the location, the name that's attached to it, all the things that came to pass because of that. There's a lot of thoughts whirring around, and eventually, they take out like one of the small wasp-sized drones. Disconnect the camera, basically disconnect any special devices, so it's literally just a small flying wasp drone. And it's just gonna leave that. Wait, do we have keys into the place? We do, right? Or we have access?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna leave that essentially on the, let's say on the kitchen table with a note that says, it sounds cheesy now that I say it, but it's just a note that says True North. And then just with a calmness and a smile that they haven't really had for a long time, get back into the car and no autopilot, just manually drive it back and just enjoy that sensation of, holy shit, it's my car. And then make sure, that the place is actually ready to receive visitors, that everything that's suspicious is shoved away in a closet somewhere, which is locked.
Complete redecoration then.
No, so a little suspicion is good.
Okay.
It's got to look at least a bit cool, but like the guns and such, that's somewhere else.
Back at home base. so to speak. Grifter, you wake up and you immediately get a ping from the security system that someone has dropped a package outside. No one else is around, so only you see this.
Okay. So I leave my room. I'm assuming because I'm sort of looking for the others, but no one's around, which is quite odd. So it's kind of, don't know what's this all about. Where is everybody, and why am I getting these pings, which normally I wouldn't get? I guess I go to the front entrance and check the door.
Outside is a crate that you recognize immediately because you've seen them before. It's the kind of crate you would have weapons in.
So I look at it, checking to see if I can see someone that's dropped it off.
No, by the time, even if you check the cameras, you just see someone like a black van arrive, get the crate, put it down, and leave.
So I kind of nudge it with my foot, just,
It's a solid crate.
So say to myself, but actually out loud, oh, fuck it. So I pick it up, bring it inside, shut door, straight to the gun range, which is where I keep such things. I guess I'll open it up. Has it got a lock on it, or?
No, it does, but it's more like a switch. You press on the handle and it pops open.
Right. Okay. So
the moment you grab it, you recognize that it is interfacing with your arm and kind of like using it to see if it's you, and it says Grifter authorized.
And that's on the box or in my eye?
It appears on the lid.
Interesting. Open the lid.
I need you to make a roll for me.
Oh,
there's going to be logic and fire, either logic or intuition and firearms.
Logic or intuition, but it doesn't matter. And firearms is what, 9?
That's a lot of firearms.
Well, would you believe it? That's 2.
That is more than enough.
Oh, okay.
You look at this, and the box opens, and then almost like a toolbox opens on the side, and you're looking at what's in there, and for a moment you don't really know what you're seeing, and then kind of almost like in your mind you see like a Lego, and almost putting those together. This is a modular rifle.
Oh.
You can basically attach different parts to it and turn it into something else. You can have like a hunting rifle, an assault rifle, a sniper rifle, a grenade launcher, etc.
And is this like you can do on the fly thing, or is this something you'd have to prepare before?
Yeah, it would take you a major action, just like one round to change up. It just means you will have to carry all the bullshit with you, but it would basically make it so you have only one weapon, carrying one weapon that could potentially do a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I'll give you the details on the damage and such later.
I mean, is it in pieces at the moment, or is it together?
There is the central, like the main rifle bit is in the box, and let's call it accoutrements are on the other parts. And there is a simple post-it note on the rifle,
which says,
"Take care of them, Malcolm." Grifter cries for the first time.
No chance.
So I pick up the post-it note. something's happened. I'm out of the loop again. And then I scrunch it, throw it back in the box, pick up the gun, and I turn and start shooting down the range just to give it a go.
It's really, it's your Swiss Army knife gun, basically.
Okay. So I guess after this,
I would
I
say
put it down.
for Nico and KTP, you are mutually supporting one another, and then you hear the gun range just go up loudly.
And not being completely insensitive and useless, Grifter is aware, obviously, that something has happened, puts the gun down, calm, goes to find KTP.
You
Nico.
go to KTP's room, she's not there.
Go to Nico's room.
You find them both there.
Knock on door, or is door open?
I would say
Yeah, be cracked open.
Ajar.
Yeah.
So
It would be a door that's cracked open.
as it's open, don't think to knock. Move fully open and go, so what's happened? And then I'll see the both of you go, oh.
Yeah, you're tackle hugged.
I'm just gonna make this a call that you get. I mean, Grifter is a beefy guy, but no, you get tackled to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 102 pounds coming at you full force.
Like an emotional tackle hug. Everyone goes to ground.
KTP, you get a dozen pings on the system, and you get pictures that says, "Madam, we have received quite a care package."
I think she's kind of. It doesn't immediately reply to Pixelsworth because she's in shock that Nico actually managed to get Grifter on the floor. So she sort of distractedly says to Pixelsworth, I'll be with you in a minute. And
Very well.
then probably kind of pulls Nico up, like lifts Nico up off the floor to let Grifter get up. Then lets Nico go, so she's probably dives straight back at Grifter, but he's prepared this time.
Grifter has gone from worried to horrified.
What is
Nico's on him
going
like a
on?
koala.
Oh no,
and-
drop bears.
Yes. and all you hear is Nico just very quietly saying, Malcolm's no longer hurting.
Oh, he's found a fix.
No, he's dead.
Oh.
And she kind of and then she pulls back and then she taps him on the chest right over where his heart is, like this. And she goes, I know there's a heart in there too, man.
No,
Gonna
stop
find
that.
it. Gonna find it.
When did this happen? Because I've
Right.
just had a parcel delivered, and that's from him.
He set up some things, I think, knowing it was coming.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Where's Sphere?
Then they're at their apartment, right?
Sphere immediately gets a text message that says, get your ass home. And home is capitalized. Like,
Okay.
Okay, so while this
Um,
is going on, KTP leaves the room. She goes to do something, but I'm not going to say what that thing is just yet because I'll bring it in. That's nothing. And then once she's done that thing, she'll head back to. I'm guessing the group will be in the communal area, like would have come out of Nico's bedroom.
Yeah, Grifter
Possibly.
carrying the koala.
So as she kind of makes her way to the communal room while checking the pings from earlier.
Okay. Sphere's response to the text message, by the way, is just a quick gonna be late, got family.
There's actually a pause before you get a response back and says, you have family here too. Be careful if you have family here too if you need us. Be safe.
Response is just the sort of there's a brief pause before the next response, and it's this is Sphere we're talking about. It's just like a bunch of hug emojis.
You get a bunch of kissy face emojis back.
There we go.
As you're all in the common area, both Karis and Dr. Watson, who seem both to have a bit more insight into the vibe around them, both kind of approach, and Karis sits across from you all, and Dr. Watson, well, sits on you and kind of
Nico goes to
crushes
hug
you,
Karis.
partially crushes you all.
Yeah, Nico definitely is giving Karis hugs too.
He's asking, straight up signing, okay, what happened?
So obviously Karis has just asked what's happened. So KTP motions to the group to follow her. So get up and start following her.
Karis picks up Nico.
So as they're kind of walking, like KTP puts her hand on Karis's shoulder and then signs to him, Malcolm's gone.
He closes his eyes and goes,
so where
just
KTP's taking them is to the room where the mural is of Harley. You know, when we thought Harley was dead, and there's a mural. So she's taken everyone to that room, and what she's done is kind of set up. She's got a photo of Malcolm that she's managed to get online and put it in like a electronic photograph frame thing underneath the mural in this room. With she put some candles. Let's have some effect. Candles, and you know.
Mm-hmm. Karis looks at this and then signs to you. If you want, I can add him to the mural.
So she signs back saying that'll be lovely.
And he signs, I'll do it later.
Nico's literally just making the rounds, doing the whole reassuring touch thing. It's like she has to keep contact with everybody in turn, just to kind of, it's kind of like a reassurance thing, and not just for her, but for them, because she's not sure that Karis or Grifter would reach out. So there's that constant.
Karis accepts the hugs and everything, and he understands, though he doesn't have the same relationship with Malcolm as you have. So from his point of view, it's a bit more detached, though he does, you know, a friend died, so he does acknowledge that. Grifter is that mind is another universe, so I'll leave Pete to explain whatever may or may not be happening inside Grifter's mind and in the Tin Heart. Are feelings being felt?
There are, but they're mainly,
when can I play with my gun again?
how can I get out of this social situation so I can go and shoot some more stuff in the firing range? slowly backs away.
Yeah, I think I mean I really don't want to put this on a roll, but I think eventually Nico's going to intuit that that's kind of Grifter's way of dealing. And
I think you would know him well enough by now to know that Grifter and social situations don't mix.
yeah,
And
and not just social but emotional. And
Yeah.
so I think,
Emotional more than social,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
there's
but
a
I think-
degree of almost like social anxiety there, but anytime things get a bit too heavy, he disconnects.
yeah, and Nico gets that because that's a survival. That's a survival technique, and she knows that, and so I think she kind of taps him on the chest and again, and she goes, "Go play with your pew pews. I know it's in there."
Almost like a cartoon. Zip! He zips out. Fear. Heading
Yes.
home.
Heading home.
You get a call from your sisters once you are home and getting things ready with an ETA of an hour.
Okay. Yeah, gonna hold off on ordering food
Okay.
and just kind of do
Let's
one
have you
last
make
quick
a
check.
intuition and perception roll to see if you have noticed everything could possibly be construed as monumentally shady in your apartment.
I was about to say take one last check and I'm gonna need to check because I use, or rather Sphere uses intuition so little that I can never remember what it is. There we are. Ooh, the classic. 3.
3. Okay. Okay. Name one thing that you completely ignore.
Um,
Let's say mildly shady.
let's put it as of the 2 speedy go-kart type drones that I had,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I kept they kept like the cockpit hood of one of them that might have, a bullet hole or 2 in it.
I like it. I like it.
Just like it's been around forever, it just became part of the decoration of this room, and it's just
Okay. Anything before we handle your family drama? Is there anything folks in the base want to handle right now?
We're still all in the mural room, right? Okay. So as a sign of respect, I guess, and for like Nico as well, KTP brings up the recording of Harley playing the guitar and singing back in the day. If everyone remembers that far back.
That was a long while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like just as a kind of, a moment's silence in respect kind of thing. And I guess at that point, well, we've all got our heads bowed. Grifter does.
And Grifter slowly backs away and leaves the
That's
room.
my cue. There's far too many feels in this room.
Yeah, and because he played for a while that evening, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
he played a few songs. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think after the first song ends, Nika's like, food is a thing. There's a survival eating is a thing. Food is a thing, and I think for Nika, this is the other way that you care for people when you have it is food. And so Nico will ask KTP to put the music on the house speakers. And she makes her way to the kitchen and just starts pulling food out and fixing food. And it's way too much and it doesn't make any sense as a meal, but it's just food.
Yeah, I think
And-
at this point, KTP says to Karis, I'm just going to go and keep an eye on her because she knows what Nico's cooking is like. And she might have had
Yeah,
a few
that's true.
lessons, but she's not quite there
There's gonna
yet.
be a whole lot
Yeah.
of vodka in that dish.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, Nico has mastered instant oatmeal, and she can mostly make scrambled eggs. But she's trying to make what she perceives or what she has in her mind of everybody's favorite dish. So that's what she's working on, and also the real coffee has been broken out.
Yeah, that's gonna end up. Let's have you make a roll for it.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's make it
Oh, for
let's make it a
scrambled
knowledge
eggs.
roll. So let's make it intuition. Sorry, intuition or willpower.
Okay. Intuition. She's actually pretty good at those. So
Put the difficulty of with your skills putting this together well at 4.
okay. And just so everybody knows, Nico is just now barely literate. So recipes are not a thing. I mean, she's at like first grade level reading here. So
I measured at most.
yeah, oh yeah, at best. Okay, so 5.
You make things that are even from as you're watching KGP, you don't know how, but it's competent and actually well made.
And I think it's because Nico's not trying to make it. Nico's just making it.
There is no try, do.
It's cooking with the heart instead of the mind.
Nico, for Nico, what would be, in terms of spirits, what would be for Nico the representation of death?
Oh.
Would it be the classic Grim Reaper
No.
or something else?
No. It's
Vic?
kind of, but it's the police. In that whole kind of faceless tactical thing, because that's what she's seen move when she was a kid, when she was living on the streets. That was how death came to the streets, was these faceless tactical cops, authority figures that represented that. And so that's the spirit of death to her, because that's how death came.
When you're setting up plates, you certainly look up and there is a faceless apparition there. The colors faded out, almost like you're seeing a black and white version of this apparition. You immediately know that no one else can see it. Particularly because it's standing right next to KTP and she's not reacting.
Nico looks at this apparition, and I think KTP's probably seen Nico see ghosts enough, or done the astral perception enough, that she knows that she's looking at, not at KTP, but at something right next to KTP. And Nico stops and she turns around and that hand comes up and there's nothing there, maybe just like the air wavers a little bit, but she looks at this apparition. She goes, "You can fuck right off. You can't have them, any of
It
them."
walks towards you. It ignores KTP and walks towards you, just passing through like the tables and just walking to be standing right facing you.
She's not backing down.
It leans closer and you don't so much hear as feel. You see it as a flash of emotion and images, and make a intuition and perception roll to see if you can piece together what this thing is trying to tell you.
Okay. That wasn't so good. That was only 2.
You needed just one. What you're getting, because you see images of fire and then see images of like almost like classic Greco-Roman statues, and you kind of get the gist of it that they're coming on behalf of the Firebringer. And you
And she
see
drops a little.
you see a figure on a shore getting on a boat and going away, and then arriving at a different shore and just walking into light. And you understand that what he was trying to tell you is he's made it across.
So her body language goes from kind of that tense, ready to act, and she just kind of, I don't want to say melts, but all of that tension just out of her at once. She just deflates. That's a good word for it. She just kind of deflates, and she looks up at this
It's
apparition.
no longer there. The moment you relax, it delivers its message, and you relax and you open
And I
your
think
eyes again, it's gone.
She nodded as she was relaxing. She kind of,
ATP,
and
from your point
just
of view,
2
you
tears.
you just saw Nico suddenly go very tense, go, fuck you, you can't have them, and then relax and start crying.
It's got to be a hug then, isn't it?
And she just whispers in KTP's ear as they're hugging, he made it across.
KTP keeps hugging, doesn't say anything. Lots of hugs.
Lots of hugs. And then Nico goes, burning.
KTP, do you look at the Pixelsworth? Pixelsworth reminds you again that you do have something. He says, I know this might not be the time, but I do not. The message is intended for you.
Yeah, let's look at him.
There is no message attached. There is one. It just says, for the final pages of the book. It's a full set of new sins for all of you. Highest grade, these are new identities with full histories for you to step out of the shadows and become legitimate law-abiding citizens if you ever so desire. Each of these identities has enough money for you to be well off for the rest of your lives. Everything, every tuition, your kids all have funds that will get them to any university of their choice, wherever they want to go.
Oh, crap. I'm guessing that Nico sort of registers the shock on KTP's face.
I'm going to guess so.
Yeah, everything gets turned off. All the heat gets turned off, especially goods done, and she's just staring at you.
KTP, you also get a one part just for you, and it's a full profile, professional profile. Essentially, the full CV and all relevant information for your parents. Like everything they did in their lives.
All right, so more shock.
Lastly, that is there is, for the record, the sins, there's one for Karis as well. And the last thing that is there is almost like a shopping list with the message of, so it says, for Nico, I may have stopped Lawrence. That doesn't mean everyone wants to go out like me. And it's a full shopping list of things you could acquire to help Harley.
At the second shock look, that's when Nico goes over and she's not trying to really hug KTP so much as just kind of wrap her arms around her and support her, I guess.
All right. I'm debating what direction to take this in. Right. So I'm guessing we're standing at the moment, right?
Or sitting, whatever you prefer.
Okay. So we're in the kitchen standing. So KTP says to Nico, I think we might need to sit for this one. So she goes over to the side, pours 2 glasses of whatever alcohol they have.
It's like
at the
10
time.
it's like 9, 10 in the morning.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's one of those days.
Yeah.
And there's
And
about
then-
a half a dozen bottles of various.
Yeah. Couple of
Time of
glasses,
day
hands
has
on to
lost all meaning
Nico.
for us long ago.
So yeah, sits down, waits for Nico to sit down, and then kind of knocks back the alcohol and says, she says, have you ever wondered what it would be like to not live the Shadowrun life?
I think it was a year ago. I couldn't imagine living this life.
She says, Malcolm has given each of us a chance to be whoever we want to be.
You mean like legit?
Legit.
Oh. Then we'd have to pay taxes.
Forget the taxis, Nico. But this could be everything you wanted. The kids. You could have them close again. There's enough money here to take care of all of us and the kids for the rest of our lives. Fuck, there's enough money here to open our own orphanage and help even more kids.
And I think that's when it hits Nico, what KTP's saying. And she's like, you can see it's starting to turn. And then as soon as KTP says orphanages, she goes, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up an orphanage and we're gonna call it Malcolm's Kids.
The booze, KTP reaches for it. Another glass, another shot.
For the record, it's not just the IDs and the money. There is basically you pick the place, and there are people ready to go on your word to set up housing, everything, property, everything. To literally relocate whatever the hell you want. This is your escape package.
Yeah. Like KTP only ever did the Shadowrun thing to try and find out more information about her parents. It wasn't even about the money. And now she has that information.
You have
money.
the professional information. What?
And
I'm just gonna tell you, you've just glanced at it, but it might provide clues, but might not be all of the information.
that's fine. It's more of a lead than she's had before. So there is this kind of thought going through her mind, like, well, I don't need to do this anymore. Like, I don't need to live this life. And kind of alongside that, kind of looking at Nico and thinking like that Nico can have the life that she's never had and deserves. Sorry, Grifter and Sphere, you're not in the room, so she's not thinking of you at the moment.
Nico's going off on the orphanage idea. I mean, that's her brain's gone there. And then I think it hits her that she can start writing the kids again. And then she realizes, okay, so maybe she really can't start writing the kids again. But you can kind of hear her as KTP's doing all of this. Nico is just babbling about orphanage ideas. You know, we're going to call it Malcolm's Kids, and we'll put it. And yeah, you know, I can set up something with the sisters, and you know, to kind of help find the street kids, and you know, maybe we can go back and find them. I'll go back to the neighborhood, and I can pull the kids out. I can do more. Yeah, we'll call it Malcolm's Kids. And she's just going on. She's just rambling about this idea.
I'm going to ask, KDP, do you share that checklist? The one that was intended for Nico?
Yeah, she has the intention to, but I think because Nico's kind of
just mention it just in case, because I do remember that Nico is mostly illiterate, so that checklist to her would have been nothing.
Yeah, no, like she doesn't have any intention of keeping it from Nico, but obviously
waiting for the right time. Yeah.
So I think obviously Nico's still talking, so she puts her hand on Nico's shoulder to sort of get her to stop, and says, "You do realize that this means not being a Shadowrunner anymore." Like, I think like she's kind of aware that Nico's all caught up in the excitement of helping the kids, but she hasn't kind of clocked that it means that she doesn't have to live the way she does anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Nico looks, but then what else would we do?
Help people. What we've always wanted to do, but not really done above board now.
Yeah, but that's I mean, we've been doing that, and we still have jobs to do, because I promised the sisters we do the ghost thing, and we still have the job to do for Malcolm. And I'm sure that something's going to come up. Somebody's going to need us. It just means we don't have to ask them to pay us.
Yeah, I think KTV sort of laughs to herself because she still feels that Nico hasn't really got it.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah,
it's like explaining color to somebody who's been blind since birth. It's a concept she cannot wrap her head around.
Yeah.
In this case, explaining legit to someone who's been on the criminal side their entire lives.
Yeah. So like KTP thinks, okay, well maybe we need to let Nico sleep on this. Let's think in.
It's that sort of, just imagine doing what you do except legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's rules.
There's also rules when you're a criminal.
Less rules.
And the good thing about if you're playing with the rules is you don't get shot.
Yeah. Well, and Nico, I think, you know, when the whole rules things come up, Nico she kind of gets Grifter on a voice message. Grifter, if you do stuff legally versus illegally, there's rules, but there's fewer rules if you do it illegally, right?
If it just goes illegally. Sometimes you say the stupidest things.
See? We just keep doing what we can just keep doing what we're doing. And she doesn't get where KTP is coming from again. This is KTP's childhood and past is not something that Nico comprehends. Just like I don't think KTP can really get Nico's.
I have to ask though, in KTP's mind and heart, with this out, would she leave the Shadowrun life behind?
I'm not gonna lie, she's considering it. She's considering it because, like I said, she was only ever in it for information, and now she has that, and like all the kind of like, you know, like she's had sort of a few turns before where she struggles with dealing with that, the responsibility and the risk of it. So now it's someone offering her, kind of giving her what she was looking for and offering her a way out of that life. So yeah, like I think she'd be stupid to not consider it. I'm not necessarily saying that Nico's going to wake up in the morning and KTP's not there, but I think it'd be something that she'd be like quiet about for the next couple of days while she's sort of considering options.
I think as you continue to try, perhaps in vain, to explain the differences of legal and illegal, above board and under the table, to Nico.
Legitimate versus.
Yeah, and I think that's a great place for us to take our break. So we'll be back in 10 with the rest of our story.
Oh, it's going to take longer than 10 minutes to convince Nico.
I mean, in game it'll be a day or two, but we have in the real world 10 minutes to go stretch and get a drink, and we'll see you all in a few minutes. And we're back. We left the group in the home base, trying to explain to Nico that there is such a thing as a non-criminal life. Meanwhile, we head back somewhere in London to the undisclosed location of Sphere's apartment. You have checked everything as far as you know, and you know everything is clean, and you have hidden most of the really, really shady stuff, like the guns and the lethal drones and such. Basically, your workshop is under lock and key.
Yeah, that's and that key is on my person.
There is another buzz of the intercom.
Mm-hmm.
And it is your sister Sarah's voice that comes on and says, "Hey, we're here. Open up."
Yeah, door opens.
A few minutes later, they don't even knock; they just open the door.
Yeah.
Sarah comes in. Sarah already knew what to expect. Priyanka, on the other hand, comes through. She says, "What the fuck happened to you?" For the record, your sister Sarah dressed very casually, just like a t-shirt, jeans, just hanging out. Priyanka is always dressed to the nines, repping that jewelry. So yeah, both orcish, much like you. Very much slimmer frame though. So your sister does manage to cut an imposing figure, mostly on bad attitude alone.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, Sarah would. As soon as Priyanka says that, there's a chuckle and a sort of, you know, for legal reasons, I can't actually say.
We were doing something illegal. The look on her face is, I know some shit is up.
Oh, the response to that is just that, well, no, I wasn't at the time. How to put, you know what? Let's just roll the clip. I'm just gonna turn to the TV, pull up the file of like the news report, and just play only like sort of the 10-second clip of a car driving along and then getting flung into the building. Just goes, ta-da.
Make a perception and insight.
Oh boy. Why do you use my worst stats?
Yes, sometimes you have to interact with people.
I-
Not just machines.
Yeah, but perception and insight, you said?
Yep.
Or do
Intuition.
you mean intuition? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Glitch.
I have a 6 and 4 ones out of 6 dice.
That is a glitch. How to? Because you did succeed, but there is a flash of emotion on Priyanka's face when she sees the clip,
Mhm.
and I will take the glitch, saying you read the emotion, but you read it wrong.
Okay.
And you read it as disgust.
Mm. Okay.
But it lasts for a second, then the face composes itself on perfectly neutral expression. I'm going to guess you weren't doing something. What were you doing?
Honestly, I was sitting in my car.
No shit. What were you doing with the car?
I was literally sitting in my car, and this dude decided to try and kill me.
Make a charisma and con check.
Technically, what I said was true.
Yeah, but you know that you're lying by omission. That's still a lie.
Glad I bumped up my charisma in the meantime.
I'm going to tell you straight away. You need to roll higher than 4.
Oh, that's not happening.
You see her eyes kind of just lock on you. You know she's not convinced.
Yeah. It's just
Well, I'll be telling mom that their eldest child is a criminal.
really.
Really.
I've invited you here for catching up, coffee, tea.
And the first thing you do is try to bullshit me. Sarah,
really-
you stay with whatever your name is now. Still Sydney, or you change it now for something else? I know if you're doing shady shit, don't people do with shady shit use aliases or some other nonsense like that?
I get creative.
Well, whatever your name is now, I'm not going to waste my time if you're going to be here lying to me.
For the record, you really don't want to know, and I'd be exposing you to danger if I said.
I'm a big girl, Sid.
Yeah. But I got thrown into a building. I don't want that happening to you.
If you're going to be lying to me, I'm going
Fine.
to walk away.
Fine. All right. Fine. I was conducting surveillance on somebody that fucker who threw me through the building is dead, was dead, because I watched him get shot to hamburger meat. And then he's out in front of a building, and I figured, well, that's fucking weird. So I decided to run some surveillance and figure out what's going on. And it turns out he's a fucking clone, and there might be who God knows how many copies. And unfortunately, figured out that I was watching. Happy.
I'll make a roll.
Roll.
Was that so hard?
Yeah, actually.
Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be lying to us.
Yeah, well, did you really want me to open up by saying, by the way, I watched somebody get shot into hamburger?
If it means you're being honest with us after being away and without getting in touch for a fucking year, yeah. You have any idea what's going on with our family? Or they just don't give a shit? For the record, Sarah has taken 2 steps to the side, letting her elder siblings figure this shit out.
Yeah. it's like-
She's the youngest one going, this is not my business.
I mean, there's cake in the kitchen, so she can just sit back,
it's
eat
just-
cake, and watch shit happen.
You just hear the fridge open, plates, whatever. She
Okay.
is, this is not my problem.
Look, Priyank, I never stopped caring. But caring meant I had to, unfortunately, do some shit. And that shit snowballed. And then I nearly died. While everyone else did die. And then I thought, well, now if I go back, I might as well put a bullet through you. And I'm not doing that. So I figured I'd clean up the mess, get back once it's sorted. Only that mess led to more messes, and now everything's a mess. But I think, and the reason I've invited you is because I think I'm finally in the clear.
You're going to come
And
back?
Honestly, I think I will. I can't leave behind my people here. I only got as far as I did. I'm only alive right now because I have friends who have helped me in so many fucking ways. And I'm not going to abandon them. They're going to need help. But I'm not going to be a ghost in the family either.
Let's make a deal. I'm going to bullshit mom and dad 10 ways to Sunday and tell them that you are doing amazingly and come up with whatever nonsense you want. So they don't know that what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. But you keep me in the loop of everything.
All right.
That way, if I stop hearing from you, I'll know that you kicked the bucket, and then I'll have to figure how the fuck to tell that to our parents.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Look,
But
the last. I'm sorry if this is insensitive, but the last time I saw you were fucking walking.
That's actually insensitive, but I get it. Now, I know you love to negotiate, so in counteroffer, if it's a fair deal, but I will keep you in the loop only insofar as doesn't end up incriminating you.
Sarah goes, that sounds reasonable. Priyanka just
Thank
gives her a
you.
look, goes, fine. And at least every 2 weeks, just a sign of life.
Oh, don't worry. I have plans for that. And also plans that will prevent me from, well, getting worse. But hey, this chair, I built it myself. I'm pretty fucking proud of it.
You hear behind you, Sarah has left the cake and is now, hey, what is this? And picks up the windshield from the little go-kart with the bullet holes.
It's like, oh. Racing gets dangerous.
I won't even make you roll. They both know it's nonsense.
Yeah, I'm like not even trying to hide it. It was just like that's that sort of cheeky grin of like, I'm just gonna say some bullshit and everyone knows it's bullshit. And just like,
I do need something from you. I need you to call Dad.
oh god. Yeah,
He's sick.
you mentioned it's
Shit.
how. No, you know what? I'll find out from Dad. Probably best I ask him. Also, Sarah, please put that down. That's actually meant to be reused. I just got to patch the holes.
This is glass. How are you going to patch the holes?
With
You know what?
style.
That's the dumbest thing you've said so far.
Thank you.
But I'll wait for you. I'll wait for the photos that you to prove me wrong. And he
Well,
gingerly puts it down again.
I'm gonna fill it in with gold, or at least gold colored. Have like, you know, the spider web cracks. It's gonna be a cool design. No one sits in it anyway. Like that's not. No one needs to see out of it.
You see that they both go like, sorry, what?
Oh, it's a remote control thing.
Right.
You know what? I'll fix it, and I'll send you videos. It's gonna be awesome.
You see, Priya just leans and says, Sarah, can you do your whatever the thing you do? Got it. And you see she has like a bangle, and she
Mhm.
just pushes a button on it, and it tightens up and expands, and she taps it with a finger, and a full holographic keyboard appears. Your sister is a Decker.
You know
It
what?
goes,
I've-
interesting. Let me make a roll for her.
Is she trying to get through my security?
Yeah.
Can I roll? No, she has to roll against.
Yeah, no, she rolled just one hit. You
Okay.
have more than enough dice in terms of the security of your system that you don't even need to roll.
Yeah.
Says, sorry, sis, can't make it through. Also, this is for legal reasons. I don't really like to use it for anything other than that. And you immediately, much like you, racing is dangerous. You know, some shady shit has gone on.
Yeah, there's like. We got to talk later, but.
But I just work as a security consultant for, several
Mhm.
companies.
You know, I recently worked with a security consultant. That was fun.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And you never will. Well, maybe you
I
will.
will if I want to.
So I should call Dad, I guess.
Go ahead.
Sphere's gonna pop down. Well, not pop down anywhere. Just like move a little bit aside into a corner. Pull up an interface. And place a call to a number that they haven't called in probably like a year and a half, yeah.
It rings a few times. Then it picks up, and the first thing you hear is coughing, and then a weary older gentleman, human. Your mother is the orc in the family. Your dad goes, "Hey,
Hey, Dad.
good to hear from you. I missed you."
It's been a while. I've had some rough times, and I didn't want to inflict it on the family. And yes, I know Priya and Sarah have already been through it with me. Please don't make me apologize again.
No. You're an adult. You know how to handle your life. I'm just glad you called.
Yeah. Should have done it earlier, but well, I figured I'd call. And first question, When's a good time to visit?
Well, anytime you want. I'm not doing much these days.
How's the shop?
That's your sister. I'm retired.
Uh,
As I said, I'm not doing much these days. Just taking care of my garden, taking care of your mom. Well, she's more taking care of me, to be honest. But
Well, we're probably taking care of each other.
more or less, yeah.
You and your sister. How is the garden?
Coming along. The tomatoes didn't work out, but giving the potatoes a go.
Well, if it can't grow above the ground, you always try in.
Yeah, I need to look up a guide of that, but whatever. So everything is good with you?
Yeah, I think I'm all right now. I have, like I said, I had some rough times. I had a nasty accident and
Oh,
took some time to recover.
you're okay.
I'm fine now. Yeah, I'm adapting pretty well.
Your dad's not an idiot. He picks up. Sid, are you not telling me something?
Oh God, no, sorry. It's just one of those. It's just become routine for me, and Sphere's gonna kind of just like make a quick gesture, and the actual the recording itself, like the camera, just moves a bit further away to show the full view. It just kind of like waves from the chair, like, "Hey, Dad."
As a parent, you see the look of heartbreak on your dad's face, who suddenly realizes, yeah, my kid's gotten hurt. Are you sure you're fine?
Yeah, I mean,
if you, it's your choice. But if you want to, if you want to look at see a doctor and maybe they can help.
I've already been through that. I'm thinking about it, but honestly, at the moment, I've made adjustments and I'm not sure I'll need it.
Okay.
And I've got good friends. They're helping me out. They helped me with all of this. So
good friends are important. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a lesson to learn for me.
Yeah, you and your sister do like being, what was the term? Lone wolves. We finally managed with Sarah to actually teach her that is stupid. We kind of failed with the two of you.
Dad, don't get me wrong. I love hearing you. But did you just say you managed to teach Sarah something?
He is quite the listener. Most of it goes out the other ear, but some things linger. You hear from behind you, "Hey!" And that goes,
"Not your call.
Don't eavesdrop. That's rude."
I mean, in fairness, they can't help it. They're in the room with me. But I guess I'll just make some preparations and say hello. It's been too long.
It has been. Though you have to be aware, your mom might slap your ass to the ground. She's not as laid back as I am.
No, but
and you have it coming, so yes.
Can we just agree that it's already happened and move on?
No. That's not how it works, kid. No.
Okay, just between you and me. What's the best way to bribe her?
Stand there, close your eyes, and take it.
That's not a bribe.
There's no bribing this woman. I should know.
Fine. I guess I do have it coming. But I've also got I've got a couple of good news. So
Oh,
I got a good car these days.
we'll
Now
be happy to hear them.
You remember the old junker that I used to use to get around?
Yeah.
Long
Did you finally get rid
gone.
of it?
Oh, long gone. And well, I didn't quite realize my childhood dreams,
Oh, right.
but the childhood dreams were also a little overly ambitious. And I'm pretty sure I don't know if it would be feasible even to have it in the shape of an actual tiger. But I do have a car these days that doesn't, recreate the greatest Smoggin to ever exist. So basically,
you take what you can get.
yeah. Well, I can get better these days. Anyway.
You hear from the back Priyanka going to like just off camera, just stop stalling and ask.
Dad, you're also being a bit cagey, aren't you?
He chuckles, says, "Who told you?"
I would never betray.
Oh, your sisters.
I would never betray my sibling.
Yes, I have cancer. Doctors are. I'm in treatment. The doctors are doing everything, and it's all gonna be okay.
Well, all right. As long as you're not bullshitting me with that.
Oh, I could be bullshitting you, but you would never realize it. I'm that good.
I would like to make a roll.
Over it. Turmeric roll for him.
Oh, that is the shittiest roll I've ever had.
How much you roll on your intuition and perception?
Nothing.
You rolled 3 hits on his con.
Yeah.
He is giving you a completely pleasant look that doesn't betray anything. As far as you know, he is cordial and jovial. Everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's not worried at all.
All right, fine. You're right. I've never been able to read that sort of thing. But if you do need anything medical-wise,
I got my doctors. They're doing whatever they can. Don't worry about it.
I'm honestly not trying to brag here, but if anything is the matter, I can get you better.
Let's leave that just in case of emergency.
We'll do that. All right, and now that that's out of the way, well, I guess the only thing left to do is plan a visit. Oh God. I haven't been on a holiday in too long.
Well, maybe it's time to plan one.
I think it is.
I'll tell your mom you're coming. She'll get warmed up.
Maybe I should get Sarah to practice. Just like let me get used to it a bit. Then again, should be all right. Listen, Dad, there's so much more to say obviously, but let's say it face to face.
I'll be here.
See you when I see you.
Oh, and Priyanka, Sarah, traitors.
Screen shuts off. Sphere just turns the chair to face both of the sisters, goes,
Make it perception, perception intuition.
oh my god. Oh my god. 5 hits from 6 dice.
This time you do read them well. Your sister is kind of sharing your humor.
Mm.
Priya, there is a moment just hearing the conversation and the tone of it. There's a definite, you get some resentment from her.
Mm.
Much like the other thing, it passes and then just controls it again.
Mm. Makes a note of that, but isn't going to dig deeper because now is really not the time. Just kind of. So I guess family visit.
Family visit, yes.
What the fuck do I bring?
Oh, your lovely face, so mom can slap it.
I really don't want that.
They both give you a look like you're
Yeah.
not getting away from this.
Although, hey, just for fun, Sarah.
Yeah?
Punch me in the arm.
Huh? Okay.
Just do it.
Okay. I'm going to make you an attack roll.
Oh god. Basically, because I'm just thinking because the last time they spoke, Sphere didn't have the titanium bone lattice, and now they do.
I'm assuming you're getting hit fully.
Oh god, yeah, like not
Okay,
doing
I am
anything.
going to need you to roll your body.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be so great. 1 hit.
1 hit. Okay. You take 4 levels of superficial stun damage.
Not bad.
Your sister doesn't hold back. She reels in and just punches you straight in the arm. And then goes, ow.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
What did you do?
Enhancements.
Oh. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm just hoping mom doesn't get hurt.
Oh no, you're still getting hurt.
Oh, I'm definitely getting hurt. I just don't want to get slapped twice, once for getting slapped, and then
if you think she's using her hand, you're a poor fool. She's taking one of the sandals.
yeah, but the problem is, even with that, it's like she can feel through them. And then she'll accuse me of cheating because I have this, and then she'll hit me again.
Yeah. That tracks.
All right.
Here goes. Well, if we're done here, let me know, in 2 weeks if you're still alive. And let me know when you want to do the visit, and we'll go. I have a business meeting to attend to.
You do that. Sarah, you and I need to talk to you about something, actually. And Priya
just walks out.
Wait, Priya, before you go.
What?
Just so you know. And then sends a quick text message with a phone number. Sphere being Sphere has a like a contact number to like basically a frequency to be used generally, and then one that's private, which is the sort of if anyone calls or if anyone like calls or messages or anything on that frequency, that's a higher priority.
That's the in case of emergency break glass.
Not necessarily that, but the sort of like
Higher
everything
priority.
else. Yeah, everything else is like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it, and this is the sort of friends and family only contact list. Like, take that if you want to reach me.
He nods, doesn't say anything else, and leaves.
Okay. And as soon as the door shuts, Sphere's going to turn to Sarah and go,
Sarah's like, that went about as smoothly as I thought it would.
I thought for sure she would be the one to punch me, but now about this
When you say
cybersecurity.
that,
Yeah.
you immediately know Sarah's not saying something.
Mm.
Like she just presses her lips and goes, So about my job, I got hired out of the university. I did security in the campus. I think the term they like to use is spider. I just protect mainframes and servers, and now have a minor corporate job. No big AAA company, just small company.
That's not what I'm asking about.
What are you asking about then?
I saw what you've got, that kind of equipment.
Oh yeah, I get paid really well.
Uh-huh.
My work is all legit. Are you kidding me? If mom finds out I'm doing something illegal, no. I'm keeping my ass above board. Thank you.
I really don't believe you.
Then you'll have to, I don't know, prove that I'm doing something wrong.
No, I'm not interested in that.
Because I'm not doing anything. I am being completely honest.
Oh, then I guess I'll have to trust you. But well, if you ever, by say complete accident, happen to do anything that might have crossed the law, just you can talk to me.
You get another ping from your system. Your sister's just attempted another intrusion on it. It didn't work.
It's just like completely legal, huh?
I haven't done anything illegal.
You're trying to hack into my system. That's illegal.
It is my siblings' system. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart just to test your security. It's part of my work.
Well, you've tested it twice now. Drop it.
Third time's the charm. I need to figure out if it's good enough.
Sphere's going to send a quick command and just power down the system.
She's going to try to one last attempt, and I'm going to spend her edge.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh, no. How bad?
I need you to roll for your system. Your system has essentially like a firewall level of 5, so you're rolling 10 dice.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get more than 9 hits.
Oh,
Okay. This is my
well.
system, but can I spend edge on this?
Yes, of course.
Then
Would
I
you
would
like some more edge?
Yeah.
Well, I've got enough that I can just do explosions. So
That's what she
And
did.
add your edge pool to it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be rolling 14 dice.
Go for it.
All right, that is a promising start. Okay. That's close, but no dice. I was hoping that would be enough already. I currently have 8. 3 of them were 6s. I'm gonna re-roll those, and I just need 1 more. And with these 2 5s, that brings it up to 10. I love the exploding dice. That's the
I think I made a mistake.
what?
I re-rolled the 5 stars of successes you roll. Which ones do you roll? The 6s?
Yeah, the 3 6s I re-rolled.
Just that the 5s also count as successes.
Yeah. So I re-rolled the 3 6s, and
Okay, so I
3 of them came out
re-rolled
5.
3 on my 5s instead of any of the 6 of my 6s. So I'm gonna re-roll 3 more dice.
Oh boy!
To be fair, that's 2 more 6s,
God damn it!
and then that's it. Yeah.
Beats me by 1.
Sorry, my mistake. I don't really roll this as often as you guys do.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You immediately detect, like, your sister actually kind of laughs and then just pulls out the cyber deck fully and just locks eyes with you and just goes almost like full on in the zone, just and you immediately start seeing multiple attacks on your system. You actually, the expanding of the edge is you jumping in, like you popping the different commands for different security countermeasures, and she sweeps the board off them and has taken control of your system and immediately intercepts that command and has taken over.
Okay, there's that sort of like.
This is what I do for a living.
Okay, now I'm impressed.
And immediately cuts off
Sarah,
the communication.
Yeah, but Sarah, get the fuck out of my system right now.
Yeah, I already have Sphere.
And delete every file you've found.
I didn't take any file. I did read all of them, but I got the gist. I know what you do, where you've been. Don't worry, I won't tell anything to Priya. I would love to meet KTP though, but that's for another moment. See ya, and walks out of the apartment.
She just gets a text that says asshole.
You get a reply. Actually, the reply is just your TV turns on and off.
The moment she's gone, resetting the security protocols.
Just reset the entire thing.
Yeah, but basically just wipe everything, start it up again, but basically just like reset the passwords, more or less.
That's the thing. It's as with every generation. You're the older generation. She's the newer generation who's lived in this fully.
Besides, yeah, that's not Sphere's world.
I mean, I would love to put your sister against KTP on a hack off.
Which honestly, as soon as they're gone, and as soon as Sarah's actually also like not outside the building anymore, Sphere is going to get in the car and head back to the hideout and just pop a message to KTP that says, "So my sister's a hacker. Who knew?"
You get a message from Sphere that says, "So my sister's a hacker. Who knew?" My role with her was 3 5s and 6 6s.
Jesus Christ!
I didn't think of re-roll the 6s. Oh, the 5s. I'll re-roll these. But no, I just had 3 more or less 3 more dice to re-roll.
I was so happy when I managed to get Those two.
Sorry.
It was. You know what? It's fair. That's dice. That's how it goes.
We'll
I
say
honestly,
that
I
all
c-
of this more or less has happened around the same time, because the last time that you got a communication was from Nico saying "get home now," and you were
Yeah.
already heading. You're already more or less close to your place, getting things fixed. So
Yeah.
I think Nico is still rambling on about orphanages for the time Sphere arrives.
But there is food now on the dining room
There's
table.
the food now. You all see that Sphere arrives with the car that you once
Mhm.
saw them drive. That the car that imploded, along with the building it was in.
and everything else. Yeah.
Nico just looks at KTP and goes, well, I guess we know what Malcolm got. Sphere.
For the record, there is a completely new sin in the package also for Sphere.
So KTP says to Nico, "Oh, that reminds me," and pulls up the list that Malcolm sent for her.
You see a document with a bunch of bullet points.
What's
And I think you would know enough now of the things you've learned to recognize your own name and to
Mhm.
recognize Hartley.
Yeah. What's this?
Okay, KTP reads it to her.
Is so where do we get this stuff?
It's gonna take jobs. It's gonna take some infiltrations to some corporate stuff and military stuff too.
Nico's first thought is to reach out to Jericho.
An option.
And that's what she says to KTP. She's like, you think Jericho would help us? Do you think we could? I mean, we have money, right? We have money now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Holy shit, we do. Okay, wait, I'm late to the party. What do we need the money for?
We can make. Harley doesn't have to be hardtack.
Oh.
Right? That's what this means, right?
Can I? Sphere's
He
gonna
can be
have a look at
Harley
that?
again.
You look at the checklist, and it's a checklist of materials and then documents of how it all works together. And it's the maths. It's the mad scientist version of turning this, of basically turning Harley normal-ish again.
Okay. Yeah,
Will
Sphere's
still be
gonna
a
look through that.
cyborg, but more in line with what Grifter is like.
Yeah.
And the, life support as a tank.
Yeah. Sphere's looking through that.
It's this is what you see is some heavy duty technology, both proprietary and military.
Yeah. Looks through it and hands it back. Because I mean, it won't be the same Harley, but yeah.
I mean, he's still the same Harley, kind of. He's just stuck in the suit.
And with that, if I'm reading this right, it won't be. I have a terrible idea, and I'm not sure how feasible it is, but so the car was a nice touch.
He's dead. You know that, right?
Yeah, I figured.
By the way, as soon as Sphere rolled in, Nico was up again, modified tackle hug, and is now probably just kind of curled up in Sphere's lap.
Yeah, fair. Sphere is probably just like gently patting you on the head. And then just, he's saying this in the obvious sort of, okay, the thought is still processing as it's being verbalized. And like, the car was a nice touch, but there was also the offer of a doctor to reverse the damage on me. Now, what if, I don't know, I mean, what if we just...
No, that's for you.
But I don't think I need it.
Yes, you.
But it's for me, which means I can do with it what I want. And what if what I want is to give it to someone else?
It's not. You see, you check the message again. There is a doctor ready to go with it. It's not money.
Okay.
And it's not something you can exchange for money.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
simply
figured. But,
the thing is there for you if you want to take advantage of it. Period.
I was in Sphere's mind, it was just like, me as a player, I realized this is probably not feasible, but Sphere is just thinking out loud about like, okay, but what if like we can transfer that? And so that sort of...
If Malcolm were still alive, feasible.
Yeah.
Now that he has he's now
Stunned?
pining for the fjords, not anymore.
Oh. It's a good thing I live in Norway. I'll never have to pine. Terrible jokes. Okay, no, Sphere's rambling eventually.
Don't say terrible jokes when it comes to Monty Python.
But yeah, then Sphere's rambling sort of eventually concludes and goes, okay, maybe that's unrealistic, but I'm pretty sure we can make this work.
And Nico looks at KTP. She's like, we could call Jericho, right?
Don't mention the J word to KTP.
KTP immediately flustered. What? Huh?
Ooh, what? No, where?
She just looks at KTP. She goes, this happens, and I'm going to do this. You right? We got to make it count.
Yeah, so KTP replies in a somewhat cryptic way. Yeah, we do. And I guess we all need to make it count in our own way.
Okay. And you see Nico immediately, she is going to reach out to Jericho.
While this is happening, KTP kind of sneaks out the room and heads to the mural room where I'm assuming Kara still is painting.
He's painting.
Kara.
You call Jericho, it rings a few times, and then you hear a reply go, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, hi.
Yes?
Hi, it's Nico. So I got a list of stuff that I need to get a hold of. I need to know if Jericho can help me. Tell me how much it costs.
Wait. Calm down.
No.
And you're not getting through to Jericho. Calm your ass down.
I don't need to. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm calm.
What's going on?
So this friend died, and he can help another friend who's stuck in a suit, and he sent me a list of stuff that will take him out of the suit and make him not have to be in the suit to be okay. And there's a lot of stuff I need, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to get it, but I think it's like military and special size stuff, and I don't know how to get it, but I figured Jericho can at least tell me where I can get it or how much it'll cost, and maybe Jericho can help me get it.
Send the list across, and we'll call you back.
Thank you. And Nico sends the list. She takes off any of the header information stuff, but sends the list.
There's a list. KTP. You go up to Karis, who was very busy painting a quite accurate Trent Rockwell into the painting.
So she signs to Karis saying, Malcolm left you something.
Okay, he signs.
Can Karis read yet?
Yeah, Karis can read. He's
Can.
been able to read from the beginning.
Okay.
He's been teaching Nico to read.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
One of the many things that were kind of programmed into him.
Yeah. I forgot. She pulls up the information about his sin and comes and shows it to him.
He looks at it and gives it a small, says, that would be fun.
So she signs to him saying it's there whenever you want it or not.
He puts the brushes down, looks at you, kind of looks over your shoulder, kind of at the chaos below. Mostly Nico just kind of almost like vibrating in place, waiting for a call. And he tells you, when you choose to go, I'll go. I go where you go.
So at that point, she'll kiss him on the cheek, pick up his brushes, hand them back, and just sit down and watch him paint.
Okay. You get I ship that so much, but apparently it's just a puppy sibling kind of love. We will ship Katie Karis always.
Karis TP.
Karis TP, yeah.
Damn it, I was going there.
Crow TP, yeah.
And the fanfic writes itself.
It does so every week. You
Leave some kudos.
You get a call, Nico. And you pick up and says, darling. So I've got the list. Some heavy duty materials here. I'll be perfectly honest with you, and don't take this the wrong way. You can't afford this shit. But I could acquire some of it. And are you familiar with the phrase quid pro quo?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Very much, yes. I have some things that might need taken care of. You take care of them, and I'll check things off the list.
Okay. I can kind of afford some stuff, maybe?
No, sweetie, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not even remotely.
Okay.
I mean, you could do some heavy duty work for certain areas, for some mega corporations or some governments, and you would be able to afford it. But I'm going to go on a limb that what I paid you all was more than you have been paid before. Going by the expression on your faces when you saw the amounts.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, you can't afford it, sweetie.
Does Nico have any idea of how much Malcolm left them?
I have no idea. It's all locked away, sealed in a package. It's when you're heading out.
Okay.
That it's all
So
part
the
of the
money
package.
doesn't come until
Yeah.
they take the sin
It's
and
literally
go legit.
it's literally your go bag. That is, if
Okay.
you want to escape the life and head off to Timbuktu and live in in a ziggurat somewhere, it's gonna be waiting for you there, ready to go.
Okay.
Until
Got it.
then, it's a sealed package, basically.
Escape plan. Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you tell me what you need, and I'll do it.
Okay, I'll be passing on a list. For the record, just because as I mentioned, I do love a bit of efficient killing. Is there any line you would not cross?
Kids.
Oh, darling, don't worry. I wouldn't be killing kids.
Okay. Then for this, no.
But just in case, define kids.
Unable to fend for themselves, 18 or younger.
How about just 18?
What did they do?
No, just asking hypotheticals.
Case by case basis. Need to know what.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'll be in touch with the list.
Hey, Jericho.
Hmm?
Seriously, thank you. You don't really know.
I haven't
what
done
this
anything
means
yet.
for me.
Thank me when we're done.
No, thank you for just considering this.
It might be of benefit to me, so no need to thank me. And shuts off the call.
Nico's like, Jericho's gonna there's jobs. There's gonna be jobs, but Jericho's gonna help.
That's fair. Just
You guys don't have to do
if we're already talking jobs, I might as well say it. Been doing some thinking. I've been shot up way too often. I'm not putting myself in the line of fire anymore. So God knows I'm not giving up doing jobs with you because that shit's too much fun. But the nearly dying every time is a bit much.
You don't have to. You can go be a real them.
I'll back you up from elsewhere. I'll be your voice on the airwaves. Damn, that actually sounds pretty badass now.
And you get another hug. But you can see Nico's eyes keep darting to KTP at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I need a safer way to do what I do and a change of pace from digging bullets out of me.
Like getting surgery.
Maybe. We'll see. But for the time
I'm gonna
being,
nag you till you do it. I can be very annoying. Ask Grifter.
But
Grifter is off in his own world, shooting guns until the sun comes out.
Well, we'll see how it goes. But for now, I want a lair. That's what I want. I want to have like a wall, 20 screens, 10 keyboards, everything hooked up.
You want to be bat them.
I just want to feel omnipotent.
Okay, that's fair. But I think omniscient would be better.
Why not both?
What's going on through KTP's head as all of this is going on, with Nico
Yeah.
darting to look back and forth?
She's upstairs with Karis. She's
All right,
is
yeah,
not
you're
menacing.
not even being able to look at KTP. You're darting
doesn't-
around looking for KTP.
Yeah, the eyes are like, yeah.
Not around.
KTP, Jericho said yes, but we have to do jobs. I'll do jobs. I'll do the jobs. You don't have to do them.
I think at this point, KTP is probably a little bit worried about Nico because she made a really big deal about how Lawrence was trying to keep Malcolm alive and it wasn't what Malcolm wanted. So, and that kind of Nico's going off and talking to Jericho without even talking to Harley. So I think she's kind of like, she's concerned that Nico's kind of all caught up in this excitement of like being able to have the kids back and being able to have Harley back and essentially return to what Nico feels is her old life, but it's never going to be the old life. If that makes sense. Yeah. So right now she's choosing to kind of just distance herself from it while she's mulling it all over. So she's quite happy up in the mural room, just sitting and being quiet.
And it has occurred to Nico that she does need to contact Harley, but she doesn't want to contact Harley until she knows she has at least a path towards it. And I think that's what the call to Jericho was about. She's definitely planning to reach out to Harley and saying, hey, look, Malcolm sent me this and I've got a path to doing this. Do you want that? She just hasn't reached out to him yet. She's still kind of doing the whole.
Like in her heart of hearts, if Harley said no, would she let it go?
Yes. Well, she would still do the jobs to acquire the stuff. So if Harley ever changed his mind, it was there for him. But she wouldn't tell him that. If he said no, she'd be like, okay.
Much like how Lawrence wasn't going to tell.
Right.
Malcolm.
But she's not. Yeah. But all she's doing is acquiring the stuff. She'll drop it completely with Harley, but she would acquire the stuff and she would never bring it up with Harley. And if Harley ever came back and said, okay, I'm ready to, is that still a path? And she would go, yep, it's all back in the, yeah, I got it. But she's not going to say you have to do this or I'm doing this for you, making this happen. Just it's like, if you want to make a cake, great. I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I'm gonna get all this stuff to make a cake. Oh, you changed your mind? You don't want to make a cake? Okay, fine. We still have the stuff whenever you're ready.
I do appreciate that KTP realizes the similarities.
Yes.
Oh boy. I mean,
It's going to take a day or two for rationality to return for Nico.
Yeah, no. I think KTP totally expected Nico to react in this way because it's Harley. Like,
yeah.
But
Nico's
she's concerned, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Nico's just pinging. It'll give her a day or two. She'll settle back down and the brain will kick in. She's still not going legit.
So the day passes. Is there anything else anyone want to do?
Yeah, just quickly. I guess once KTP's had time with Karis, she'll quickly rejoin the group, explain about the sins, and then send everyone their own sin. So it's their kind of totally their choice, if you know what I mean. Like, if they want to use that at any point, that's on them. It's nothing to do with her.
It's basically it's essentially like a contact information that when you do it, it will, trigger all the steps.
Yeah, so she's kind of handing that kind of access over to them. So it's not up to her to do that. It's on everyone individually, their choice.
Yeah, that's your ticket out.
Yeah.
Sphere's looking at that. and just kind of wondering, how feasible is it to just split the difference between two lives? Yeah, no, it's going to take a while for rationality to return for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
I think like
At
as
least for
well,
Drifter until the bullets run out.
I think the other thing KTP is struggling with is that like she sees that the sins as like a kind of a gift from Malcolm to all of them for like a new life. But then she kind of feels that the group will take it as like more, how can we benefit from this in our Shadowrun lives? If that makes sense. Like, I think she's kind of like battling inside with like the fact that the group don't see it for how she sees it. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. But I think KTP also probably realizes that the only person in the group that has had a normal life without the shadow running are, as far as you know, just you.
Yeah, but I think in some ways to her, that kind of almost makes it worse. It's kind of like you've now finally got this opportunity to have this life you've never had. And yet you're looking at it as kind of a way to stay in your current life, but benefit from it, if that makes sense. So like she does get that she's had quite a privileged upbringing in comparison to some of the group. But I think like she's also still upset over Malcolm. So she's feeling kind of more biased towards him. Like Malcolm Sands has done this wonderful thing for us and it's not being taken in the spirit that it was given, kind of thing. But that's purely like a grieving thing. Like that's her reaction to grief rather than it being true, if that makes sense.
With that, then I'm going to ask, does Nico, as we discussed before, does Nico proceed with another initiation, given that jobs are coming along and power may be needed?
Yes, she does. She's gonna, I mean, once Nico's, it's probably gonna either be that night or the next morning, and I think it's most likely gonna be the next morning, and she's gonna need some sleep. That she actually kind of sits down and is able to start kind of prioritizing for her. And we've got this job to do for Malcolm. That's job one. Job two, the ghosts for her sisters. In addition to that, she's also going to need to reach out to Harley and to Fuyin, and talk to Harley about Malcolm's gift, and then talk to Fuyin about an initiation and getting that
I think at
done.
this point you are familiar enough with the process to the initiation on your own.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, do you go ahead with it?
Yeah. She's going to talk to KTP and the rest of the group because we still have, she's like, I know we've got to do this job for Malcolm, but give me a couple of weeks and I'll be better able to do this. I'll be that much stronger. If you don't want to wait, that's fine. I can help. We can do the job now.
Does anyone have any objections on Nico acquiring power?
Never.
KTP doesn't, but, and this is something she doesn't tell the group, she's also seeing it as a way to kind of, like the only things she's signed herself up to right now are Malcolm's job and the ghost job. So she's kind of seeing it as, okay, well, that gives me a couple of weeks to figure out what I'm going to do once my commitments are done, if you know what I mean. So
with that, I will ask, does KTP start looking at the information on her parents?
I think she would, but she would probably leave it for a couple of days purely because of, well, grieving over Malcolm
Yeah.
and kind of not reacting to.
No, I mean, over
group's
the course of the,
reaction so well.
I mean, over the course of the next few weeks, as Nico
Yeah.
prepares for this other thing. Okay, we'll deal with that at another time. But Nico, you begin your initiation, the next one, and your materials are ready, and you dive into that place in your mind, in your soul, and arrive at that tranquil place, that sea of stars. Only this time, everything is dark. And you hear the sound almost like a lighter. That chick, chick, chick. Then, pff, and you see a pinprick of light. And you hear the sound of, and as the sound of the Excel comes up, a blue flamed head appears as, "Hey, Toots." And that's where we're going to leave our session.
Why do you love ending things by hurting, Cat?
It's so delicious.
It's like more.
Yeah, your pain sustains me.
Hurt
like a
me,
f-
Daddy.
It's like a fine.
That's going to be
cognac.
another 5 karma for everybody
Nice.
for this wonderful RP session. Yeah, we'll look at Nico's initiation next time and what this individual with a flaming head might be interested in.
Only
And
good
why,
things.
and why he's appearing now of all times.
Hey.
And
Who could
we'll see what KTP can find out in the information on her parents. I'm sure it'll be all nice, sunshine and rainbows.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Nothing bad ever happens. Before we go, just quickly go around the room again, and we're going to tell you who they are and where you can find them on the dark corners of the internet. So, Kat.
Hello, I'm Kat or at Clerk of Cord. You can find me for now on Twitter. Thank you, fuck you, Elon Musk. And lurking in most Discord servers, or a bunch of Discord servers. This is where you can find me on Thursdays and on Wednesdays. Next week, we had an off week yesterday. Next week at, let me do the times in my head again. That'll be 3 p.m. Pacific, which is 6 p.m. Eastern, which is late at night UK time. We're going to back for some more Monster of the Week. We're either at our penultimate episode or the episode prior to our penultimate episode. And we're getting ready to go to the Feywild. And if you like Fey bullshit and you like some really intelligent out there lore that is just
But nothing like what you would find here.
No, it's completely different fake bullshit. Join me over on Valdrian's channel on Wednesdays and for some Monster of the Week, where my part demon is going up against the Pan.
Peter Pan?
The Pan.
Cool. Dan.
Yeah. Dan, I am Balrog1911 everywhere on the internet and possibly somewhere new. We'll yeah, fuck you, Elon. We'll see what happens. Sure love watching bits of the internet suddenly implode. Anyway, yeah. I am on this game, and then once we get, fingers crossed, once we actually get the vampires back in gear, I'll be there. And starting from December, is it 2nd? Now I've got the dates. Fuck you again. 3rd, the first Saturday of December, Gonna be coming back with some more Brinkwood. And Vile won't be there, maybe, but
Oh, I shall be there.
don't know about the cast or the characters yet, but
we'll see.
as a cast member, you finally get to see Kevin in the player seat. So that's gonna be fun. And
Last time I blew up a prison and killed a bunch of people, and I was a guest.
Yeah,
Let's see what mayhem I can do as a main cast.
Oh God, I'm terrified, but also excited. Anyway, the point is more Brinkwood, and there will be some fucking fantastic players. But I'll be announcing those over on the tweeters.
Okay. Last but not least, our double trouble couple.
I like that one.
Trouble
That's a good
couple.
one.
Double trouble power couple.
Pete playing Grifter. Wasn't so shooty today. Did a little target shooting.
Don't worry, it'll come up.
I'm hoping. You won't find me anywhere on the internet.
You will.
You won't.
You will.
No.
I'm
Who will?
Kim. I play KPT, who's a technomancer. And you will find us on the internet because we're preparing for Game Blast.
Huzzah.
So, yeah.
And I'm not dressing up
Yes, you
at
will.
all.
So we'll have some more details over the next few weeks once we've worked out plans.
Okay. And that's it from us. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks for watching. We hope you had a good time. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.